What is up, people? This is Brian on Oneset.com, and today we'll be going over 3 easy tips to help improve your strict overhead press. Now in strongmen, when they talk about the overhead press, you can get to implement overhead by any means necessary, to include leg drive. That's not what we're talking about here. That will be a completely separate video, and it's something that I have a lot to talk about, and the cues are completely different. So that'll be a separate video coming up, keep an eye out for that. What I'll be talking about today is the strict overhead press where you walk the bar out of the rack, there's 0 leg drive, and you push it overhead to a lockout. This topic's been requested quite a few times, so I thought I'd cover it. Now, just as a warning, this topic is going to be very technical, so you may want to get something to write with and a piece of paper. Seriously, not kidding. I'll wait. Step number 1 is going to be dealing with your setup before the bar even leaves the rack. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make on their strict press is that they set their grip too wide. Instead, your hand should be directly outside your shoulders so that your arms run perpendicular to the bar like pillars on a building. That's how you're going to get the most power in your press, and it's how you're going to be the most stable. The next step will be to squeeze the bar as hard as possible in a manner similar to punching. You want the weight supported on the heel of your hand, not in your fingers. If it's in your fingers, that force is going to go elsewhere other than directly into the bar, making your press much weaker. Some people feel as if the false grip or a thumbless grip actually makes their press better, and I've got no problem with that. The only thing I care about is that you're squeezing the bar as hard as possible and it's supported on the heel of your hand. Once you're there, your elbows should be directly under the bar or slightly in front of it, but not behind and not way out front. Right before you unrack the bar, you should be spreading your lats as wide as possible like a bodybuilder and then placing your triceps on top of them so you have a steady platform to push off of. The very last thing you want to be doing before you unrack the bar is getting a huge belly breath and bracing down so that you're ready to support that weight. This will make the bar feel lighter and give you a better chance of success. Now, one of the most important things you can take from this video is about that big breath. You get 1 breath. You breathe before you unrack the bar, you walk it out, and you press up. You don't let that breath out until you're at the top of the rep. You can never take as much air in or brace as hard when something is being supported in the front rack position. So take advantage of that by getting your breath, then get under the bar, hold it, still use that same breath until you're finished that rep. This one trick alone is guaranteed to add some pounds to your press. Now, since you're working with a limited air supply, it's going to be very important to not go too far out of the rack. You get 3 steps, just like in your squat. That's it. Some people prefer a staggered stance, and I'm completely fine with that. You do what you need to do, what feels the most comfortable to press the most weight. Now, hopefully you've done everything from the beginning of step 1 all the way through to this point. The very last thing you want to do before you initiate the press is flex your butt as hard as possible to link up your posterior chain. Finally, we are at the actual pressing movement, but you run into a problem because your face is in the way. So you have 2 options here. 1, you can pack your neck like you're trying to give yourself a double chin. Or number 2, you flip your chin up really quickly. As soon as the bar gets to the crown of your head, you punch your head back through. You want to think about this movement like opening up a window and sticking your head out of it. I think the most important thing to note here is that you move your body around the bar. You do not move the bar around your body. At this point, I'm still squeezing the bar as hard as I can, and I'm trying to apply the force upward and outward like I'm trying to make a big Y. I feel like this helps increase shoulder stability and adds a couple pounds of my press. You want to keep the bar over the middle of your foot the entire time, but the last thing you want to do is lean backward. It's bad for your lower back, and it's not nearly as strong. As soon as you start pressing the bar up, the quicker you can get your head through that window, the more horsepower you're going to get back in the press. Now, if you're going for reps, one of the best tips I can give you is get that 1 breath before you unrack the bar and then get as many reps as possible off that 1 breath. Once you're out of air, rebreathe at the top of the rep. So when I can't get any more, I stop at the top, get a huge belly breath, brace, drop in, and get extra reps. It works every time. Told you it was a lot of information. But there you guys go. There's some quick tips. If you guys fix a couple of those things, I can guarantee you that that strict overhead press starts moving back up. Like I said, you can be expecting another video about the push press or jerk or the strongman overhead press where you get to use leg drive, and that I have a lot more in-depth stuff to say about. Try to apply a couple things to each training session and see if they work out. If they do, awesome. If they don't, get rid of them, try something else. But you can't say you don't have options. I think I may make a cheat sheet for all of this so you guys can have an easy reference guide for the cues that I will probably put on the website. If not by the time I'm making this video, very soon after, and I'll put a link down in the description about it. Again, thank you guys for watching. I will catch up with you again early next week with my maximum effort lower day, which is gonna be awesome. Again, I'm willing it to happen. Until then, keep working hard, go practice your overhead presses, get some stronger shoulders, man, and I will catch up with you then.